Hello students, how are you all? Hope all of you are well. Today we are going to discuss class 9 science chapter number 9 force and laws of motion. In the previous video I had described you about the second law, Newton's second law of motion, right? Today we are going to discuss the third laws, means Newton's third law of motion. I hope all of you have already gone through this NCERT textbook, and already I have discussed about the law of inertia, which is also known as the Newton's first law of motion. After then I have discussed about the balance and unbalanced force. After getting the knowledge of balance and unbalanced force, I described about the first law of motion, and then in the previous video I described you about the second law of motion. I hope all of you have solved the numericals of this second law of motion. If you have not solved or you are having any type of doubt, then please drop your doubt. This second law of motion is very important, in which I have taught you about the momentum P is equal to mv, right? So here, as you can see, in the initial and final velocity, the rate of change of momentum was m into v minus u upon t. F is directly proportional to m into v minus u upon t, or F is equal to kma, right? Already till here I have taught you about the second. F is equal to mass into acceleration. It is according to the second law of motion. Got it? Now we will talk about, after getting the knowledge of all these things, have you solved these numericals? Actually, you can see in this numerical, a constant force acts on an object of mass 5 kg for a duration of 2 seconds. It increases the object velocity from 3 meter per second to 7 meter per second. Find the magnitude of the applied force. Now, if the force was applied for a duration of 5 seconds, what would be the final velocity of the object? You can see here, first of all, a constant force acts on an object of mass 5 kg. So here what is m is equal to 5 kg. Got it? For a duration of 2 seconds. So t is equal to 2 seconds. Now it increases the object's velocity from 3 meter per second to 7 meter per second. U is equal to 3 meter per second and V is equal to 7 meter per second. So we have four things: U, V, T and M, right? So as you know very well, already I had explained you about the equation. Here you can see force is equal to mass into acceleration, and acceleration formula is V minus U upon T, right? So F is equal to m into V minus U upon T. By substituting the values of this reaction, you can see m is 5 kg, V is 7 meter per second, U is 3 meter per second and time is 2 seconds. So after calculating 5 into 7 minus 3 upon 2, 5 into 4 upon 2, 5 4s are 20 upon 2 is equal to 10 Newton. Got it? So this was our numerical. Now if this force is applied for a duration of 5 seconds, actually this value we have calculated for 2 seconds. Now if I talk about if the same force is applied for 5 seconds, then what will be the final velocity? The final velocity formula here is already represented. V is equal to U plus Ft by m. Why Ft by m? From where we have taken? From here only. You can see here. Okay. So V is equal to U plus Ft by m. U is how much you know? What is the value of U? 3 meter, and F m here is on substituting the value of U, F, m and T. You have to just put the value U 3 meter, F forces. Can you tell me what will be the value of F? 10 Newton and time 5 seconds and mass 5 kg. So here 3 plus 10 into 5 upon 5. 5 cancel, 3 plus 10, 13 meter per second. Got it? So this was our numerical. According to that, I hope you have solved all these numericals. You can see here example 9.2, which would require a greater force: acceleration 2 kg mass at 5 meter per second square, or 4 kg mass at 2 meter per second square. So here you have to just calculate F1 is greater or F2 is greater. So we have F is equal to mass into acceleration. Mass is already represented here 2, and acceleration 2 meter per second square, right? 2 kg and 5 meter per second square. So what will be the force of F1? 10 Newton, and second 8 Newton. So which one will be greater? F1 will be more greater. Got it? So I hope that all of you have solved this type of questions and here also it's represented. It's very easy. You have to solve. If you are not able to understand, then please drop your doubt into the comment box section so I can understand that you are not able to understand. Now we are moving towards the third law of motion. I hope all of you have solved all this, right? Now let's read what is third law of motion. The first two laws of motion tell us how an applied force change the motion and provide us with a method of determining the force. What actually in the first law we have seen, an object will remain in rest or in motion until unless the external force is applied on it. Second was, as the external force is applied, the object will be in unbalance and motion will be created. Now the third law of motion states that when one object exerts a force on another object, when one object exerts a force on another object, the second object instantaneously exerts a force back on the first. These two forces are always equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. What does it mean? See, remember, whenever a teacher is slapping you, remember, teachers are also getting hurt as the same force as they are slapping you, they are also going to get hit with your cheek by the same force, right? So here it's written also, you can see here, the third law of motion states that, from here you can just read, the third law of motion states that when an object exerts a force on another object, the second object instantaneously exerts a force back on the first. These two forces are always equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. You can see this is our third law of motion. The third law of motion states that when one object exerts a force on another object, the second object instantaneously exerts a force back on the first. These two forces are always equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. Got it? Means as any one object is applying force on another object, so with the same magnitude another object is also applying the force on the first object. So these forces on different objects and never on the same object. In the game of football, sometimes we, while looking at the football and trying to kick it with a greater force, collide with the player of the opposite team. Both feel hurt because each applies a force to the other. In other words, there is a pair of forces and not just one force. The two opposing forces are also known as action and reaction forces. In this law of motion, we are going to study about the action and reaction forces. First of all, you should understand what the third law of motion wants to say. The third law of motion wants to say that when you are doing any action, means just suppose I am going to hit a wall. See, I will hit a student, then they will feel bad that sir is slapping. But if I hit a wall, what will happen? Wall is not going to feel bad. But remember, whatever the amount of force I am applying to the wall, the same amount of force wall is also applying to my hand in the opposite direction. Got it? So here that thing only, the two opposing forces are also known as action and reaction forces. Let us consider two spring balances connecting together as shown here in the figure. In 9.10, here you can see the two figure is there. So as shown in this figure, the support like a wall, when a force is applied, observe when the force is applied through the free end of spring balance A, it is observed that both the spring balance shown the same reading on their scale. It means that the force exerted by the spring balance A on the balance B is equal but opposite in direction to the force exerted by the balance B on balance A. Any of these two forces can be called as action and other may be called as reaction. This gives us an alternative statement of the third law of motion, that is, to every action there is an equal opposite reaction. To every action there is an equal opposite reaction. Remember this word. To every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. However, it must be always act on the two different objects simultaneously. After viewing, here you can see these two springs were there. As one is, just suppose B is action and B is tied with the wall and I am pulling the spring A. So action will be done by A and the equal and opposite force. Just suppose here in the balance, as you can see B and A, I am pulling the A and that side the B is being pulled. So what do you understand? Each and every action has equal reaction. So whenever you are acting on anything, whenever you are giving any action, remember this word applies to our life also. Whenever you are showing any action, so that time you must remember what will be the reaction of that words. Got it? Now suppose you are standing at rest and intended to start walking on a road. You must accelerate, and this requires a force in accordance with the second law of motion. Here they are just supposing that you are standing at rest and you started walking on a road. So you had accelerated and you require a force to accelerate, and this will be according to the second law of motion. Now which is this force? Is this a muscular effort you exert on the road? Is it in the direction we intend to move? No. You push the road below backwards. The road exerts an equal and opposite force on your feet to make you move forward. See, whenever you are walking, so you will see that whenever you are walking, your leg front part and the heel part, so your leg front part, as you push backward, right? So what happens that time? The direction we intend to move, we push the road, we are pushing the road backwards from the front part of the leg, right? So the road also exert equal force as the force we are applying on the road, as the same amount of force the road will also apply at our feet to make you to move forward. Got it? It is important to note that even though the action and reaction forces are always equal in magnitude, action and reaction forces are always equal in magnitude. These forces may not produce acceleration of equal magnitude. This is because each force acts on a different object that may have different mass. See, it is written very clearly that it is important to note that even though the action and reaction forces are always equal in magnitude, these forces may not produce acceleration of equal magnitude. See, remember, whatever the amount of force we are giving, the same amount of force that road is also giving to us, it can be equal in magnitude. But if we talk about the acceleration, if you are not giving the same acceleration, that time also the magnitude will be the same. This is because each force acts on a different object that may have a different mass. When a gun is fired, suppose a bullet gun is fired, it exerts a force on the bullet. So the bullet exerts an equal and opposite force on the gun. This results in the recoil of the gun. Since the gun has a much greater mass than the bullet, the acceleration of the gun is much less than the acceleration of the bullet. The third law of motion can also be illustrated when a sailor jumps out of the rowing boat. As the sailor jumps forward, the force of the boat moves in the backward. You can see here, first of all, talk about this bullet gun. You will see here there is a recoil force on the gun. As we just load the bullet, so when we just hit the bullet, that time bullet also hit backside. So that's why whenever you will see the soldier or armies are killing to the terrorists, that time they sleep and they put this recoil force near their shoulder. So as they will get back hit also, so they will not get a lot of back hit on their face or on their shoulder. It will directly go, means above the shoulder there is a gap, so it will go on that side. So these are the few examples of Newton's third law of motion. So remember, whenever any action is done, so there is reaction also with the equal and same amount of force. You can see here some activity has done. So let us read this activity, then only we will be able to understand. See, yes, how many of you have seen the sailor? As the sailor jumps in the forward direction, the boat moves in the backward. Yes, this is the right thing. How many of you like swimming? Whenever the sailor jumps in the forward direction, the boat moves in the backward direction. Okay. Now here, request two children to stand on the two separate carts as shown in this figure. Give them a bag full of sand or some other heavy object. Ask them to play a game of catch with the bag. Does each of them experience an instantaneously force as a result of throwing the sandbag? You can paint a white line on the cart wheels to observe the motion of the two carts when a children throw the bag towards each car. How many of you have done this activity? This is a very common activity when we throw anything to the same person and that same person also throw. Means, as for example, two brothers are there. I am throwing ball to my brother and my brother will throw ball back to me. So here, if I take an heavy object in which the sand is filled or any other material is filled and I am standing on the cart, especially you may have seen in the movies, if you are standing on the two cars and cars are moving and somebody is throwing, right? So similarly, this game, these two boys and girls are playing. Now place two children on one cart and one another and on another cart. The second law of motion can be seen. Yes, if they both are on the same cart and they both are on the different cart, which law of motion will be seen? The second law of motion can be seen, as the arrangement would show the different acceleration for the same force. Different acceleration for the same force. The cart shown in this activity can be constructed. Here how to make a cart, it is there that it can be constructed by using 12 mm or 18 mm thick plywood board of the about 50 cm into 100 cm with two pairs of hard ball bearing wheels. Skate wheels are also good to use. Skateboards are not as effective because it is difficult to maintain the straight line motion. So this was that how to make this all. Now conservation of momentum, very important topic. But before explaining this topic, I would like to finish the third law of motion. You should remember about the third law of motion, and in the next video definitely I am going to finish this chapter. But for that, the Newton's third equal and opposite means Fa is equal to minus Fb, equal and opposite. So every action has an equal reactions, right? Every action has an equal reaction. So whenever you are taking any action in your life, you must remember these things. So FAB is equal to minus FBE. So this is the third law of motion as we have seen. After then I will tell you about the conservation of momentum in the next video. That's all for today. Thank you very much. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe the channel. That's all for you. Thank you.